It's 3 in the morning. The house is completely silent, and you are deep in sleep. Then a soft thud, a skitter of claws against the floor, and suddenly the creature that spent the afternoon melted into a sunbeam ricochets off the rug and tears across the room at warp speed. Behavior scientists call this a FRAP, a frenetic random activity period. Unlike real measured play, where a cat carefully stalks a toy, a FRAP is an explosive release valve. It erupts, peaks, and vanishes just as fast. When this happens, the common human reaction is to yell or lock the bedroom door. But these efforts fail because they are attempting to discipline a hardwired biological drive. You cannot punish an instinct. The 3 a.m. sprint marks the moment the oldest, most primal part of your cat's brain clocks in for a shift. We are seeing a perfectly tuned piece of ancient biological software running in an environment it was never meant for. Humans burn energy in a steady line across a long day. We're built like marathoners. Your cat operates on entirely different physiological machinery. A cat is built like a sprinter. This animated graph illustrates the difference. The human energy expenditure remains a flat, steady line. The feline metabolism stays incredibly low for long stretches. A cat sleeping 16 hours a day is actively pooling potential energy, loading a physical spring for a single explosive burst. Eventually, all that conserved energy has to go somewhere. The spring detonates in one short, ferocious burst. And for your cat, that release feels amazing, flooding its brain with the same endorphins we get from intense exercise. You might assume a full food bowl would shut off this need to hunt, but the urge to chase and the urge to eat run on completely separate neurological circuits. A well-fed cat still carries a full tank of hunting fuel. Take a predator built for ambushes, put it in a safe apartment, and offer it nothing to chase. The loaded spring still has to fire. The Zoomie is the physical consequence of that stored energy finding the nearest exit. Why does that energy always find its exit in the middle of the night? While popular culture calls cats nocturnal, the biological reality is crepuscular. This radial clock maps a typical cat's 24-hour cycle. The movement rises in 2 humps at the edges of the day, in the dim light of dawn and dusk. Evolution built this specific clock because the mice, birds, and insects a cat evolved to hunt are busiest during twilight. In that low light, a cat's highly sensitive eyes give it a massive advantage over its targets. Your modern indoor cat still carries that exact body clock. The internal alarm goes off, telling the instinctual brain that the menu is open. There is just one problem. The modern apartment contains no prey. A 3 a.m. Zoomie is an imaginary hunt. It is misdirected crepuscular energy looking for a target in the dark. Sometimes that energy borrows a completely different trigger. You have probably noticed your cat taking a trip to the litter box only to instantly bolt out and redecorate the living room at top speed. The act of emptying the bowels directly stimulates the vagus nerve. This causes a deep, physical rush of relief, which flips the switch into a celebratory sprint. While most Zoomies are joyful, a pattern change in older cats warrants a vet visit. Frantic, uncoordinated, or desperate pacing in a senior cat can indicate hyperthyroidism or hidden joint pain. Context matters, but for the vast majority of cats, these outbursts are healthy biological celebrations of relief and instinct. To get your nights back, you must look at the sequence of wild feline survival. A cat's biological drive runs through 5 distinct phases: hunt, catch, eat, groom, and finally, sleep. You have to complete the sequence to trigger the rest. Casual play without a physical catch leaves a cat neurologically frustrated. If a session doesn't end with a physical catch, you rev the engine without letting it cross the finish line. The solution starts with a rigorous 15-minute play session in the early evening. Use a wand or a feather toy to mimic a real hunt. Let your cat stalk it, freeze in place, then chase and definitively kill the toy. Right after that successful catch, serve your cat its largest meal of the day. This recreates the natural cycle of the hunt. Environmental enrichment, like puzzle feeders, can bleed off potential energy throughout the day. Making your cat work for its food ensures energy never has the chance to pool into a massive midnight explosion. By deliberately completing this predatory sequence every evening, you satisfy the ancient twilight hunter on your own terms. Your cat eats, grooms, and naturally powers down to sleep exactly when you do.